going to give a dynamic and dynamite speech, but because she's been a long-time member who hasn't really been here as much lately. But that's not because she hasn't wanted to. This next speaker is our former Vice President of Public Relations. She is also our former Vice President of Education, Lori Weinman. Her speech purpose is to inform or instruct, and her speech title is AERA. AERA. 5 to 7 minutes. She has years of experience with negotiation in her career. Her first career began as a director of a student sales call center at Occidental College. Through her experience, she learned how to turn a no into a yes. With the right negotiation, today, she will share her tips to succeed. Please welcome Lori Weinman.
Turn a no into a yes. If you ask a question and right off the bat someone says no, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to get that person to change their mind? To begin, there's a typical story that you may have heard about two sisters who came home one day from the farmer's market. There was only one orange, and they both wanted that orange. They both equally wanted the juicy orange, and Sally and Sue fought back and forth about who would get the orange. And what happened in the end? They cut the orange in half. Both disappointed. Later on, Sally says, well, I only needed the orange peel of the orange because I wanted to bake a cake. And Sue said, well, I just wanted to make some juice. Just wanted to press that orange and get some fresh juice. And here we have two disappointed people who didn't know how to negotiate, because behind all of this, in order to negotiate, you have to understand what you want and be confident in saying and addressing what you want, but you also have to be able to listen to what the other person is saying and hear and understand where they're coming from in order to come up with a key negotiation. With this in mind, I have been doing negotiation in my career, as Matt had introduced me to as an annual fund fundraising director. And it started out, I ran a call center right after graduating from college with 50 employees, teaching them how to convince a donor on the phone, or basically an alumni of the college, who said, no, I'm not giving you my money. And that kid on the other line would get a credit card. And how did they do it? We came up with this tip called AERA, which is A, E, R, and a little bit in your way, Matt, A. For AERA. So I'm going to step you through these 4 different steps of AERA. But basically, the rule of AERA is that these tips, we use it as AERA almost as a verb. AERA will get you to negotiate whatever you want to turn a no into a yes. So that Sally could have had the orange peel and Sue could have had the juice to make her orange. So the first step, you address. Address the situation. So first, in a situation where you're negotiating, you want to show the other person that you're listening. You want to address them, you want to acknowledge them. It's important that they understand that they didn't just say no. Sue didn't just say to Sally no, but that Sally said, I understand, or I appreciate. I think the best words for the address is I appreciate ... This is my favorite sentence. I use it every day to get my way. So if Sue says, no, I want the whole orange, and Sally's like, I understand why you want the whole orange. Sally doesn't understand why Sue wants the whole orange. That's the whole point. But if she said, I appreciate you want the whole orange, however, can you tell me why? Then the conversation can start going. Sally can figure out why Sue wants the orange, and maybe they can negotiate down the line. Next, you have educate. It's important that educate the person on what you're speaking about. So, for example, if Sally says, well, I would really like the orange peel because I'm baking an orange zest cake this afternoon, and I need one full orange that's a large orange, just about the size of this, in order to make the cake. She's giving a specific example. This educate is a specific example of something that goes along with your case, kind of like a fact. Could also be a statistic. The next one is reason. Educate and reason can go along hand in hand with each other, but you try to get both in, where reason is about you. You as in the person that you're negotiating with. So it's you, and then how you are going to help me, or how I'm going to help you, or how you make a difference in the situation. So if Sally really wants the orange peel and she's talking about why she wants the orange peel, she would tell Sue, Sue, if you take the orange, I'll take the peel. So she then kind of shows the situation and puts it into perspective. She reasons with the person. And then goes into an ask. And if you go back into an ask, you can ask again to try to get your way. Typically, I actually recommend using AERA 3 to 5 times if needed. 5 is okay. And when in the call center I worked at, we taught callers that they were not allowed to hang up the phone until they've used AERA 5 times. And once they've used it 5 times, they can hang up. So if someone has to say no 4 times, and on the 5th AERA they still say no, then the person's allowed to hang up. So it's okay. This is the polite way of negotiating without being too demanding. As long as you're using these and you're showing them you're listening, you're educating them, you're giving them good facts, you're reasoning along the way, and you're going back into the ask. I'll give you 3 examples of how I've kind of used AERA in my life in order to help you understand how you could use AERA in yours. So the first example is an easy one, car negotiation. How many of us, we all buy cars or lease cars, get a used car, get a new car. Car dealers like to take advantage of every person there is. Each one of us, car dealers, their job is to take advantage of us. Our job is to come in with confidence and use AERA to take advantage of them, or at least to appreciate, understand where they're coming from, be Titanic, and hopefully get our way. So if you go into a car dealership, one of the things that I like to do beforehand, did all my research, I figured out what car model I wanted based on different cars. And when I go in, I ask for money. I said, I want $350 per month, monthly payment for 3 years. I did all the math. It was going to be a $5,000 discount on the car. The guy tells me no. I educate him. I tell him there's 13 cars in the lot that are identical. You need to push this car out. I reason with him. I tell him why. It's a win if he gets the car out and gets me out, even if he loses money and I go back in for the ask. That's one of the examples on what you can do. The other day, I'll give you an opposite example. I was calling photographers to plan engagement photos for my fiance, and photographers do what? They like to take advantage of you, and they like to charge as much money as they can. And I went in for my educate, ask, reason. I went to ask for a discount. Do you offer any discounts? Problem was, the key to ask is after you ask, you have to be silent. Do you offer any discounts? And then stay silent. A lot of people, when they ask, they start to ramble right after the question. Well, do you offer any discounts, such as da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? And I went on for 2 minutes about discount examples. I should have just asked with confidence, be strong, and then be silent. So the takeaway of all of this is, make sure to use AERA when you can. If you want to hear more about it in detail, I can teach you after. Thank you very much. Mr.